One of the most powerful questions, I think, in leadership boils down to who's in charge, permission or fear. Welcome to our next episode of the Leadership Check-In, where we help you bring more clarity and intention to how you lead, one check-in at a time. So I'm working with a client right now who's going through major transition and transformation within her organization. They're having a huge reorg. And in the midst of the reorg, her leaders are asking her, what's next for you? What do you want? So she's coming into session really stuck with this very kind of confronting for her question about what's next? What do I want? Could I get what I want? Like, do I even dare ask the question, what do I want? Do I even spend time there? It is inherently a somewhat confronting question. It's a lot to contend with, because ultimately I think what shows up for us is we realize, wow, wait a minute, actually, I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for my career. I'm responsible for creating what it is that I want. No one else will do this for me. And it requires a bit from us. And so it can be confronting, and it will really bring us to task, if you will. What was really having her stuck was fear. And what was really required was to be able to give herself permission. So we started to work with the leadership distinction of, is it fear or is it permission? The distinction between fear and permission is simple. Fear tends to be those things that are outside. I'm afraid of what's going to happen outside. We feel it internally, but it's externally referenced. Will I have my job? What's going to happen? Will I like what I'm going to be doing, etc.? Permission is actually tapping inward to see, where is it that I have choice? And ultimately, am I giving myself permission to lead? So the question that we use as a tool is, if I were to give myself 100% permission, what would I be doing? If I gave myself 100% permission to create whatever I wanted, what would I be creating? If I gave myself 100% permission to have my 2026 unfold the way I want it, what would I be doing? Years ago, I had a good friend, and he was a good friend because he asked me this question. I was in the midst of my own career questions, and I was complaining a little bit, full disclosure. And in the middle of the conversation, he was like, listen, you can't complain about this anymore. What are you going to do about it? No one will create your career but you. Like, no one will know what satisfies you and what you want but you. And so ultimately, it is your responsibility. And I think that conversation really changed me. And this distinction can be utilized like that. Do I have fear running me? Am I allowing fear to curtail taking action? Or am I giving myself permission? Again, activating that internal choice-making mechanism to decide, all right, that's what I want, and I'm willing to take the one next step to move forward. What I've noticed for my client is a real opening and a real daring that has occurred for her. Like, daring and feeling, even in her own words, like in moments a little audacious in terms of like asking herself the question what she wants and being willing to sit and listen. In one of our conversations, just kind of a flood of ideas came to her. And so, she just wrote them all down and then decided and discerned, what are some things that I could do now? What might I do later? And it started to really break apart what was having her stuck, which was just this like constellation of fearful ideas and thoughts about what was to come. It's been, an incremental, significant shift in how she's relating to what's coming next. She's been kind of waking up of like, wait a minute, like there's a huge world out there. So many things to choose from, so many things to pursue, so many conversations to have. So my invitation to you is to ask yourself the question, if I were to give myself 100% permission to create whatever I wanted, what would I be creating? Capture what it is you get, be willing, be daring to do that. And then simply just take one action and then another action And the idea being 365 days from now, you will literally be in different territory. You will literally be in different land. Thank you for listening. We hope this has sparked new insight into how you lead and how you listen. Here at TMTT Leadership, we help you uncover the innate leader within so you can show up with confidence and courageously lead with efficacy and purpose. Until next time.